Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is JC, and welcome to my guide on my variation of the Poison Twisting Blade Rogue for Season 1. It has been absolutely insane. I've tried the barbers, I've tried them all. I switched over to the Poison build at around 56 or 57. I was able to get into the World Tier 4 solo at level 59 running this build, and it's just a freaking powerhouse. So we're gonna get into the build. At the end of this video, I'll put some footage of me going through a level 52, 53 key. I can't remember which it is. I can comfortably clear them solo, and it's insane. So what makes my build special, or makes my build different, is I am using multiple aspects that all synergize together. Um, it's my build's layout is a little bit different. What I like about this game is, what works for somebody else or what doesn't work for somebody else might work for somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no wrong way to play the game. It's whatever makes you feel comfortable. And by far, this is the best setup that I have found that works for me. Um, I have played around with many different aspects. I've played around with many different heart setups. And to me, this is the one that has me clearing incredibly hard content with like no problem whatsoever. So getting into our aspects, we're using might on our helmet, pretty standard. 20% DR, can't go wrong. On our chest piece, we're using the shared misery. It's a low roll right now. That's all I had in my box. I'm still looking for a better roll. I wasn't too sure about this aspect in general, but I've switched to it. I've done some playing with it, and this is actually a very, very, very strong aspect when spec'd and played correctly. So I definitely recommend going with the shared misery. If you don't want shared misery, I'll go over some alternates that you can put in, or I'll put them on the screen. That could be in place of this, but shared misery works fantastic. For the gloves, I'm using frostbitten. Um, this is just absolutely insane. It pairs very well with the vicious heart that allows you to, I think it's called cluster munitions. Um, these always going off keeps everybody frozen. We get synergies with our Paragon board. Like, it's crazy. Um, Moving on to our pants, we've got our momentum healing stack, the Stolen Vigor. That's kind of a must. We're running with Penitent Greaves. I've got the lowest roll, but it still just does fantastic. On our two-hander, we are running the imbuement skill. I still haven't found a perfect one. I know it's a little weird. Most people are like, this is where you would put your twisting blades. Our damage is coming from poison and from damage over time. I really don't pay attention, and I really don't care for how hard my twisting blades are critting. As long as they're spinning around me and spreading my poisons, that's all I care about. This build, I am getting anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 million poison ticks per second. It's absolutely insane. Moving on to our necklace, we're running Disobedience. Disobedience is a must, in my opinion. I think it's one of the strongest forms of DR that we can get. So I put mine on my amulet because it gives us the highest value. Even after the nerf, it still gives us the highest value. So that's definitely like an amulet spot. On our rings, we're going with accelerating loop. Now, the reason why I go with accelerating loop is just to help get I play combo point build. So it helps me get my combo points faster, my poison ticks faster. It feels better with the attack speed. If you're gonna play inner focus, or inner sight, which I really wouldn't recommend, you could put you could put like edge masters here if you really wanted it. I just think the for me the attack speed works well. I was running with the crits, increase my mobility, my movement speed a little bit, but I feel that having the attack speed just feels better for me. Of course, with our amulet, it's a blue, the blue heart. We are using the damage reduction one. We have a vicious heart here. This is our cluster munitions. This is what spreads our grenades, which is what spreads our frost damage. So chilled enemies hit by your grenades have a double of our critical strike chance to be instantly frozen. everything we hit is chilled based on our boots. So it like these all just work together. Uh, Shared misery. If I'm hitting a guy who's cold or who's frozen up front, it will actually freeze out. I don't know the exact radius, but I've seen it freeze people that's completely out of my range. So that's why I really don't care about having like I'm not running cheats, which is it's weird. I know, a rogue not running cheats, but I don't need it because the enemies are always frozen, and to me, it just I don't get hit. And when I do get hit, I can recover fast because I have this is a lucky hit, which we'll get into the build. I have a lot of lucky hit, and these grenades are always going off, and it's just it all synergizes so well. For our last ring, we are using the bursting venoms. This is like the powerhouse to our build almost, because I'm also running the wrathful heart that which right now it's only a 44 and a 126. I had a better roll. I was trying to switch my hearts around. I switched the wrong heart out. Shame on me. But this right here is like the bread and butter of our build. So critical strikes with your poison imbued skills have that 10% chance to drop a toxic pool. While standing in that pool, we basically get free poison imbuements. That's also why I don't really run cooldown reduction. I don't need it. I really don't feel that I need to sacrifice anything for it because I'm nonstop getting my free poison imbuements just by playing the class. So it's amazing. And then this heart right here. So your damage over time effects are increased by 44% for each different crowd control. So we're chilling them, we're freezing them, our grenades are stunning them. My gloves have lucky hit chance to slow them, so 21% chance to slow. So it's like we are just applying so much crowd control that's 44% just timesing. It just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. And then when it comes to boss fights, the stagger bar fills up so incredibly fast. And then that's when we're hitting our 3.5 million just poison ticks. I mean, the bosses just get it's insane. For our weapon, we're running twisting blades. It's got to be somewhere on your build. You don't have to put your aspects the way I have them. This, like I said, there's no wrong way to play the game, but you need to have twisting blades somewhere in your build just to be able to spread your poisons. And then I got a lucky roll, and I'm running with the attack speed dagger. Like I said, the attack speed just feels so incredibly good. Moving on to our skill tree. I'll kind of go slow. That way, if you need to copy it, it's pretty standard build. Going into fundamental puncture, improved twisting blades. I've got the 1 point, just to go to enhanced shadow step, just for the critical strike chance. The only time I use shadow step, honestly, is to break CC. I don't ever use it other than that, but it is nice. If you've got, like a champion who's got a damage resistance aura, just shadow step over to him, hit him with a poison blade. You're most likely going to get a free proc, dodge away, and he's going to be dead. So this is a really good. It's just mobility. It's a CC breaker, and it's free. Like it's awesome. I got 1 point into dash just so I can't play without dash. I don't know how any rogue can play without dash. I've seen a lot of builds where they want you to run without dash, and I just blah. 2 into concussive just for that extra the critical strike chance of knocking them down, which you knock them down so much. Trick attacks, this is literally just again to knock them down when they're dazed. It's just an extra form of crowd control. 1 point into Dark Shroud, go into subverting. It's strictly for movement speed. You'll notice you get hit, they go away. I don't like using Umbrus, so I just put the points into it. I actually use this on my bar, and we're good to go. 3 and 3, like always, that's pretty standard. Going to your poison imbuements, you're going to want to go into blended. That's just for that 75% increased poison damage. You put 1 into deadly venom just to unlock debilitating toxins. This is massive. This is just an extra 15% DR flat, and everything stays poisoned. So it's just free damage reduction. That's really all it is. 1 into this alchemical advantage. It's just attack speed. It's good against boss fights. I haven't really noticed it helping in general trash clearing because I kill things so quickly. But it helps with boss fights. Um, Frigid Finesse, this is a must, like I said. So this is, I've got 3 points into it. Then I have 3 from my amulet, which gives me 60% to frozen enemies. Everything is always frozen, which pairs with our Paragon glyphs. We'll get into that. Like I said, everything just multiplies together, and I'm level 84, and I'm just smashing level 52s, level 53 keys like it's no problem. I was doing 47s, 48s when I was like level 78. I mean, it's just insane. Coming down to our ultimate, we don't use an ultimate skill, but we do use 3 into innervation, just to help with that energy gain back, because I don't use an umbral. We go 1 into Alchemist Fortune just to help our poison kind of give us a little bit of extra lucky hit. Remember, our ring is based off of lucky hit chance, so you want to try and get as much lucky hit as you can. It's worked well for me. Then we come into 1 for Adrenaline Rush, and then 3 into Haste, which is pretty standard for most rogue builds. And then we go into Momentum, because this is just a no-brainer. Damage reduction, energy regeneration, and movement speed. You can't go wrong. So going into the Paragon board, I'll kind of just go over it slow. You can pause the video if you need to. This has worked for me so far. I put efficiency in my first slot. It helps. Imbuement skills have a 20% increased potency. I find it works well. Now keep in mind, whenever you're trying to build your Paragon, these glyphs are going to move once I get max level, once I get everything switched around. I'll probably end up like min-maxing my Paragon board, but for right now, this is how I got it to work for me. And like I said, there's no wrong way to play. Just do what works for you. But what I've got is coming up on the right side of the board, I've got efficiency just to grab that extra 20% increased potency damage. I don't use like any sort of traps. That's why I'm not using what is it? Ambush. I'm not using ambush because I'm not using traps. I don't like the trap style gameplay. If you like the trap style gameplay, by all means, throw an ambush in there. Versatility is pretty good too if you're running traps, but I just don't really care for traps. So we come on up into the Cunning Stratum board. That's what I chose. I'm slotting Exploit. Just try and grab some, grab your rare nodes here. Exploit is a must. Try and get this as early as you possibly can. If you're hitting first level 50, it needs to go into your first board. Exploit, it sucks that we rely so much on it, but it's kind of like a must. So path on up, come over here to the cheap shop board. Come over here and grab your glyph first. Your glyph slot is most important. Then you can come up and you can grab your cheap shot. Then I ended up just grabbing, like I said, you just grab your rare nodes. I'm eventually going to come up and grab this, but like I said, I haven't min-maxed my board yet. This is just extra damage reduction. That's 18%. So it's I'm going to grab it. I just don't have the points for it yet. So come over here, grab this. Like again, we're using Closer just for the Cutthroat skill, mainly for the secondary, which is extra 10% damage reduction. I came on down into the No Witness board. I socketed Diminish. This is, like I said, it works for me so far. So come up, come over. We're going to go ahead and grab this. Closer. We're going to actually swing up. I was wrong. Don't go here first. You swing over. You grab your Closer board. You come up. You grab your cheap shot. You're going to come up into here. So this is the Exploit Weakness board. You come up here. You grab your 2 rares. And then I put my control glyph here. It works well for me. This is even more insane. So once you get your requirements melt, you deal 10% extra damage to slow or chilled, and then another extra 20% damage. So I'm dealing 20% damage here on top of my Frigid Finesse, which was, 60%? So that's 80% extra damage just from the from them being frozen on top of the 94% to crown controlled. So the damage multipliers is just massive. It's just massive. I'll eventually come through here. I'll grab this vulnerable node. I had to steal this point to go somewhere else, but it is what it is. I'll eventually come down here. I'll grab this intelligence node as well, just to further buff the control glyph. So once you grab this, then you start working your way down here. I'm going to end up putting in diminish here is what I did. I'm going to grab a few more of these maximum life nodes. I'll come over here. I'll grab this damage node just to buff it because diminishes 95% to all rare nodes. The secondary, extra 10% reduced damage when they're vulnerable. That's why exploit is so important. So we grab this. I'm going to end up coming back up, and then I'm going to come this way, and I really don't know what I'm doing yet. So stay tuned. Once I hit 100 and I min-max the board, I'll probably release a min-maxed version of it. But for right now, this is what I've got, and it's just worked fantastic for me. So there's some other variations that you could do. There is a variation where you can run the barber. I'm just not a fan of the barber. They're supposed to be fixing it here real soon. I think in like 2 days. So we'll see how it goes. But for right now, this Wrathful Heart of the Creeping Death is just freaking insane. I'll eventually switch out my gems from red gems to yellow gems for the extra damage reduction. I just don't feel that I need it right now. I'm not getting CC killed, so it's not a problem because I literally only use my Shadow Step when I'm CC'd. That's it. We're using purple gems in our weapons because it's the damage over time. Again, I don't have perfect gems yet. I'm still leveling, so it's like I don't have the perfect stuff yet. So, but I use the purple gems. It just further boosts our poison damage, and it's been a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. I'm using combo points instead of inner sight. I don't feel that running poison. I don't think that the poison ticks really benefit with inner sight a whole lot. So combo points just gives us beefier poison imbued daggers, which is just insane. Anything to increase our poison damage, that's all we want to do. So combo points is it for me. And that's pretty much it. We went over our aspects. I went over my abilities. I went over my Paragon board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll you into some clips of me just kind of running through some higher level keys just to kind of showcase what the build can do. If you please, guys, if you have anything that you think can do better, or you have any sort of, whether it's constructive or deconstructive criticism, let me know in the comment section below, because I love trying out new builds. I love experimenting. That's what I love about this game so much, is just there are so many different ways to build a character. There's so many different ways to play it. There is no wrong way, and I absolutely love that. But I'm going to roll you into some clips. Thank you for watching. If you don't mind, thumbs up would be great. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!
Time to do that. I'm out of energy. I'm not ready yet. I'm low on energy. Low on energy. I need more time. I need more time. I'm out of energy. I need more time. I need more time. I'm out of energy. I'm not ready yet. I don't have enough energy. I need more time. I don't have enough energy. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.